Fox News alert, looks like it's over. The president says Iran's agreed to everything, and a deal could come this weekend. It could even happen tonight.
Getting along well, but who knows? Who knows with anyone, but who knows with Iran in particular? This process should go very quickly, and that most of the points are already negotiated and agreed to. You'll be very happy.
According to the president, the mullahs have signed off on suspending their nuclear program forever. If that's true, it's huge. You know what that means. The Iranians have agreed to zero enrichment. That might be the last midnight hammer we'll ever see. The president says we're going to grab a shovel, the Iranians are going to grab a shovel, and we're going to dig it out together.
And somebody said, how are we going to get the nuclear dust? We're going to get it by going in with Iran, with lots of excavators, because the B-2s, remember when fake news CNN said, well, maybe obliteration is too strong a word, obliteration. That's so deep. We need the biggest excavators you can imagine, but we're going to go in together with Iran. We're going to get it, and we're going to take it back home to the USA.
The president said this time, no bribes, no money will exchange hands in any way, shape, or form, he said. Does that mean we won't unfreeze seized Iranian cash? Don't know. But we're about to have face-to-face talks and put it to paper. Trump says victory's at hand. He can almost taste it.
17 years in Vietnam and 5 years in Afghanistan and more, much more than that, and all these different places. And I said, we were in there for 2 months. And you know what? We're going to have victory very shortly.
It all started this morning when we woke up to the news that Iran said the strait's open. They won't terrorize it. And the stock market went bananas.
This will be a great and brilliant day for the world, because Iran has just announced that the Strait of Hormuz is fully open and ready for business and full passage.
Trump cracked the strait open like a lobster, opened it for everyone except for Iran. We still have to do some mine hunting, but Trump says the Iranians will help. That is, if they even mine the strait at all. So far, we haven't found a single one. It gets better. Iran's promising to never close the Strait of Hormuz again. And guess what? The U.S. Navy just escorted out a cruise ship. It was stuck in the Gulf for a month, and now it's going home and people can change their clothes. Besides the 17,000 targets hit and the billions Iran lost in the blockade, getting Iran to surrender did take a little bit of cajoling.
He was on the phone with the Iranians a couple of days ago, and it got rather sporty, to the point that President Trump loudly told Iran what would happen if they keep playing games. He actually lost his voice. I'd hate to be the Iranian on the receiving end of that.
So the deal is on. Strait's open. Does that mean the blockade's off? No.
Mr. President, what will it take to end the blockade?
When the agreement is signed, the blockade ends. As soon as the agreement gets signed, that's when the blockade ends.
Trump's going to squeeze until the deal's done. Today, one of our guided missile destroyers, the USS Rafael Peralta, named after a Marine who threw his body on a grenade to save his platoon in Iraq, confronted a merchant vessel and sent it packing. Watch.
Blue Sky 4, this is U.S. Navy Warship 115. Request you return to original port of call in Iran. How copy? Over.
Copy, sir. Thank you very much. Copy, sir. Me alter to Iran. Thank you.
Blue Sky 4, this is U.S. Warship 115. I understand you will return to your previous port of call in Iran. This is U.S. Warship 115, standing by on channel 16. Out.
Since blockade day, we've turned away 19 ships. Not a single one disobeyed. We have over 10,000 sailors, Marines, and airmen executing the quarantine. The 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit has been monitoring the situation from the USS New Orleans, one of our amphibious transport docks. Our carrier, the USS Abe Lincoln, is in the Arabian Sea, just strangling the Iranian economy and pressuring their negotiation team into, hopefully, a full unconditional surrender. The ship's loaded for bear. Its carrier air wing has 8 F-35 stealth fighters, F-18s, Growlers, command and control planes, Seahawk choppers, and Ospreys. Here's an F-18 Super Hornet taxiing on the Lincoln as it sails alongside the USS Delbert D. Black. The USS Ford just sailed through the Suez alongside the USS Winston Churchill and the USS Mahan. And it'll be in position to give the Iranian negotiators a little nudge, a little gunboat diplomacy while they sign away their uranium, hopefully. That's a lot of firepower. We could have had even more if we kept Iran's fleet instead of sinking it.
158 ships at the bottom of the sea. 158, think of it. 150. I got angry. I said, why didn't you save them? We could have used them, you know. They would rather shoot them than save them. I said, what the hell? It's only money.
Not like we needed them. We pulled off a masterclass blockade with less than 10% of our Navy and no help from our allies. After we opened up the strait, Europe started offering their own armadas.
I received a call from NATO asking if we would like some help. Thank you very much, NATO. And I told them I would have liked your help 2 months ago, but now I really don't want your help anymore. You know, it's a little bit like if you're a politician. It's hard to believe I'm a politician, but after I won, people came up to me, sir, I'd like to make a major contribution to your campaign. And I said, listen, just so you understand, campaign contributions after I won don't count.
The Brits and the French even held a little summit and started talking tough.
We agreed to accelerate our military planning. I can confirm that along with France, the UK will lead a multinational mission to protect freedom of navigation as soon as conditions allow.
The whole strait being closed thing was just a bluff. We sailed 2 destroyers straight up the gap, under zero enemy fire. NATO navies could have joined in. They didn't. And remember all the talk about Iranians collecting tolls? More bluffing. Apparently, they weren't able to collect a single toll. They couldn't pull off the processing because they have no banking, internet, or comms. It was just a couple of Iranian sailors sitting on a dock with their hands out. The Iranians strapped for cash, not just to pay for their salaries, but it's going to cost them $250 billion to rebuild. China just watched billions of infrastructure go up in smoke, and Russia watched all the defenses that they sold not even work once. We told you how last night, how the United States is seizing control of the world's trade choke points. That's the strategy. Panama, Hormuz, Malacca. We just did a defense deal with Indonesia there. We have all the Chinese trade routes surrounded by allies. So the blockade we did with Iran, we could do it with China if it came to that. And get this, we just did a deal with the Philippines that's never been done in the history of the world. It's an AI manufacturing zone, over 4,000 acres. It's basically a big American colony inside a former American colony. And it's designed to China-proof our supply chain. Manila gave it to us for 99 years. And they even threw in diplomatic immunity, so no parking tickets. Meanwhile, we're getting a peace dividend from Operation Epic Fury. The S&P and the NASDAQ broke another all-time high today. The Dow's about to hit 50,000, up 800 points today. And oil futures for June in the low 80s. The price of gas is already down 10 cents a gallon since the blockade, and the American economy's teed up to rip. The Iranian economy, not so much. They're looking at such a deep depression that they could be on the brink of a revolution. This is no longer a negotiation.
That economy will absolutely collapse if this continues, this blockade continues. So I think these are less about negotiations in my mind. I know why we want to use that term, but it's more about putting our terms on the table and you take it or leave it.
Iran ran out of cards. In 6 weeks, we got rid of the Ayatollah, their Air Force, Navy, air defenses, defense industrial base. And word on the street is that they're going to be handing over their uranium, stopping the enrichment, and are promising not to fund their proxies. It's not like they have the money anyway. Now, we did this all with no boots on the ground. The world sees that, and we're not done yet.
And very soon, this great strength will also bring about a day, 70 years in waiting. It's called a new dawn for Cuba.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.